This is the Air Conservation Commission meeting. It's Thursday, September 24th, 2020. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, Governor Baker issued an emergency order temporarily suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law. Public bodies otherwise governed by the OML are temporarily relieved from the requirement that meetings be held in public places, open and physically accessible to the public, so long as measures are taken to ensure public access to the body's deliberations through adequate alternative means. This meeting will be broadcast live on Channel 8 and on Zoom. The public may participate remotely by following the call-in information on the bottom of the live broadcast screen. For the Zoom meeting information relating to remote participation, please contact Cindy Knox, IT Director, at cknox@ayer.ma.us or 978-772-8252. The members that are joining us, commission members that are in attendance this evening are Jenna Maya, George Bacon, Jess Eugenio, Mark Phillips, and myself, John Schmallenberger, who is chair, but I don't have internet connection and I'm just on the phone. So you have to bear with me a little bit. Do we have confirmation of agenda?
Yes, we're going to substitute one discussion for another at the end, but everything else is as written.
Okay, so all right. Well, we have one slight change. Okay, is there a motion to approve the confirmation as amended?
So moved.
Second.
All right, it was moved by George Bacon and seconded by Mark Phillips. Am I back on?
Yeah. You're on the phone though. Right.
Should I hang up now?
Can hear you.
Yeah, and John, you should hang up because we'll start getting feedback from the phone. Oh, but now you're frozen.
All right, am I on now?
Yep.
You are, but your video is very laggy.
We haven't had technical difficulties before this meeting, really, so
Okay.
it must
We were
be
due.
a solar
Let me
flare.
go back to the phone.
John, this is Cindy. When you go back to the phone, keep the phone open and you can dial *6 to mute it if you find that your video is working. That way you won't have to keep recalling. *6. I think I lost him.
But it's *6?
Yes.
Okay.
Mute the phone.
Are you texting him, Jeff? Okay.
Well, we could, through Mark, run through the first two items, which are simple continuations.
Oh, here's John.
Okay.
Am I back now?
Yep.
All right. I sincerely apologize for this. So we had confirmation of agenda, or approval of the meeting minutes.
We haven't voted on the agenda.
Am I back? I keep getting muted for some reason.
No, we can hear you.
Okay. So do we have approval of meeting minutes? Is there any discussion or changes to the minutes?
Nope.
Nope, all good. Is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes as written?
Second?
Okay, all in favor? We'll do a roll call. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Jess?
I,
Mark?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. It was moved by Mr. Bacon and seconded by Mr. Phillips. Do we have any accounts payable?
We do not.
Very good. First item this evening is the public hearing, continued notice of intent of 0 and 31 Central Avenue, DEP file number 2B assigned. Do we have any further information on this issue?
We've had a request from the applicant to continue to, help me out here, Jess,
9:20 or 10:22.
10:22.
10:22. So is there a motion to continue the public hearing notice of intent at 0 and 31 Central Avenue, DEP file number 2B assigned until October 22nd?
Second?
Okay, it was moved by Mr. Bacon and seconded by Mr. Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Jess?
I,
Mark?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. All right. Our next item this evening is the enforcement order update. Is there any additional information at 0 Central Avenue, Mr. John Hillier? Any additional information?
No, and I think we'll be able to discuss that on October 22nd as well.
Okay. Is there any discussion from anyone on the board or anyone listening, watching?
Yes. Just a
I'm
clarification.
sorry?
How is the chairman going to, are you going to ask each time if there's any interest in anyone else? Because you just had a motion, you didn't ask for any discussion on the previous.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm a little flustered right now because things are not going well
Okay,
at this end. But I will. I'm sorry.
so
I
each
won't
time
do
you'll have a chance to recognize anybody who's in the audience, I guess.
That's correct.
Thank you.
I will. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so is there a motion to
but we don't actually need
Close.
a motion on that.
we don't need. Okay. All right, then we will continue this on October 22nd. The next item this evening is a public hearing notice of intent in Groton Shirley Road, Ayer DPW, DEP file number 2B assigned. Mr. Wetzel, are you with us?
Okay, yep, I'm here.
Okay, great. Do you have some information or updates for us?
No, I presented the project and I think you did the site walk. So I don't really have any updates that can answer questions.
Any questions from commissioners?
Yeah, a few weeks back, when you first mentioned this project to us, you said you were going to be cutting down a lot of trees and planting a lot of trees, and now you've scaled back on the tree removal.
I don't believe I said I was going to be planting any trees or cutting a lot of trees. I marked out, I think there was 5, maybe 6 trees that were being removed. The idea is that there's no pipe drainage system out there. We don't want to put a pipe drainage system in, but there's some areas that we need to get the water off the road. We will be, so the sequence of this project is that we'll have a contractor that will put in the water and sewer improvements and then temporary pave it, and then we'll have our town paving contractor come back and we'll basically regrade we'll remove the existing pavement. They call that reclaiming it. And then they'll regrade it so that there's a crown on the road, but there's no no pipe drainage, so we would create some. Originally, the engineer had looked at putting a drainage ditch along the whole side of the road, but when I went out there and looked, we were cutting down too many mature trees, so there's no really grade to the ditch anyway, so the water's not really going anywhere except into these swales and then percolating into the ground, and it's a very sandy, highly transmissive soil. So what we basically would do is create these, I don't know if you call them small detention basins or short sections of ditch, they're 3 foot wide along the south side of the road in certain areas, and leave some of the trees between those ditches. But there were some trees that I think, and I forget how many I identified, I think it was 4 or 5 that I marked with a red tape out there that I felt should be removed for a couple reasons. One is for the drainage, but also just from a public safety point of view. Some of them are pretty close to the road, and there were others that were not very healthy to begin with. So, we weren't intending on replanting any trees, but we do have to cut some down just to make the road drainage and safe.
Any other comments from commissioners?
I got one other question was, where you're going under the culvert, you're gonna have to do dewatering, or how are you going to handle the water from the dewatering?
We have a dewatering plan. I think I included that in the notice of intent. So basically, they'll pump that out into a silt sack and have a detention area that the water will flow into with I forget if it's I have the plans here. I forget if it's hay bales, or I think it's a hay bale basin, and then the water will filter back into the wetlands. Generally, crossing will be done. It's a pretty quick job. It's not like they're going to be there for a week. It's probably a day. So they usually get everything all set up, get the pumps ready, and then they can slide the pipe through pretty quickly. Yeah, I think there's a detail on sheet CD1 that shows a dewatering bag.
Any other comments from commissioners?
Mark, when we were out there looking at the connection to the existing water main, I think it was on Hood Drive, was it?
Yes.
I guess we were a little confused. Are you tying into the hydrant that is on the property? Because it didn't appear to be on the driveway of Hood, at least the furthest driveway.
We're coming in. Yeah, it's right on the very left side. I'm looking at the right thing. Yeah, there's a water main that goes through there. So that's where we would tie in, on the very left side of that photo.
Okay. At the very edge of the picture, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we were confused. We were on the road to the west a little bit, or I'm sorry, east a little bit. And so we were looking down that road all the way to the fence and said we saw nothing, and then we finally saw the hydrant on the other side of the tree. So we weren't sure if that's exactly was depicted properly on the drawing. So that's why we were asking. Yeah.
So we and I've talked to the general manager out there, and because we're going to need to have some sort of an easement agreement with him, so we're working that out also.
Okay.
Any other questions from commissioners?
Well,
Questions from, go ahead.
How about from the agent? So
I'm sorry, go ahead, Joanne. Yep.
I did let Mark Wetzel know that the beavers had been active again down in this neck of the woods. And Mark Wetzel, I think it would be helpful if you could tell us where, so I've got this sort of westerly part of Groton Shirley Road, and then I've got another image of the east part of it. Where along here the drainage is
So basically, it starts just opposite James Brook Way,
okay, so
which is right smack in the middle.
Right.
let me get the other image. Need to measure. So where is James Brook Way?
Just bring your mouse straight down. See where it says up at the top of the photo? It says James.
Just to the left of the pool.
To the left of the pool.
That T road that comes right in. Just go a little bit more to your left, right there.
Yes.
So we're going to be starting. So that's the old game farm where your cursor is there.
Is it?
Right, yeah, but James Brook Way comes straight down.
Okay.
Right there, right. And so we're starting just a little bit west, maybe about 10 feet west of the center line of James Brook, and pretty much running, I won't say continuously, but there'll be a drainage swale all the way down to, where am I? Just before that bend, see where it says Groton Shirley Road? Right to about the T in Groton.
Okay.
So that's the limit of where the swale will be on the south side of the road.
Okay, so this is it, just right in here.
Down a little more.
Joanne, I think you might be referencing a different picture. I'm not sure if you're sharing that one with us.
Yeah.
Well, it says I'm sharing, so.
Because you were pointing to the power lines. I see your mouse.
I know, that's so funny. So here's.
That's off the screen now. There we go.
We've got about 5 minutes left on this topic.
Okay.
Thank you,
well, seems like. So this is I'm sharing.
It's basically from James Brook Way, which is that road that heads north, down in front of all those houses to just a little bit past you can see that there's like a parcel where there's a house that's set way back. It's going to just pass that area, not as far as the first house on the south side of Groton Shirley Road.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
and one of the main reasons is because we can't dump all the water into those people's yards and driveways.
well, and the other thing that we saw was an awful lot of yard waste dumped along the power lines. And
I guess that would potentially be a concern, right? So if you end up putting all these somewhat swales in there and then they get filled up with people's lawn clippings from the opposite side of the road, is that going to be?
Well, we do maintenance. The the DPW gets out and we clean that stuff out on at least twice a year. We will go through with our mowers and cut down any bushes or actually it's nice having some grass in there, but we don't want trees and things growing in there. So basically the DPW will do some road maintenance on that on a regular basis. And if we do find that people are dumping leaves in there, then we just let them know that that's not appropriate.
Okay, great.
Any other questions from commissioners or from our agent?
One thing I'd also point out is that, so I marked out, when I went out there, I walked it and I looked at which trees I thought needed to get to be cut down in order to do the job adequately. But that's all can be subject to changing too. So before, when we start doing the construction, we can go out with Joanne and actually walk it if she wants to, you know, cut down more trees, cut down less trees, things like that.
Okay.
I don't think you'll ever hear me say cut down more trees, but you know.
Well, there were some unhealthy trees out there. That's what I was concerned about.
Are there any additional comments or questions from the audience? So I'm assuming we're going to continue this. We don't have a DEP file number assigned yet.
We can start to draft we can vote on the order of conditions and start to draft it. We just can't issue it until we get that number.
Okay. So shall we vote on the order of conditions then?
Yes.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the order of conditions at the notice of intent, Groton Shirley Road, Ayer DPW, DEP file number to be assigned? Do we have a motion to approve the orders of conditions?
I actually think we're approving the notice of intent
The notice of,
and to draft an order of conditions.
so is there a motion to approve the notice of intent, Groton Shirley Road, Ayer DPW, DEP file number to be assigned?
Second.
It was moved by Mr. Bacon, seconded by Mr. Phillips. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And chairman votes aye. So we will continue this public hearing. Is there a motion?
No,
We're going to continue this public hearing until the 8th.
right. So we need a motion on that. Yep.
Yep. Second.
Okay.
George Bacon made the motion, and Mark Phillips seconded. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And chairman votes aye. All right, thank you, Mark.
All right, hey, can I make just a quick pitch for something we're doing?
Sure, real quick.
Okay, so I don't know if you saw, I put on the town announcement, we're trying to form a tree management work group for the town. I'm going to be applying for a grant to do a tree management plan for the community. We appropriated matching funds at town meeting. The grant application is due November 1st, so I'm just starting to put it together. And we're looking for some people who are interested in working in the on the work group. Some of the activities will obviously be having some virtual meetings, but we will also be doing some tree inventory. We'll get trained on what we have to do to do the tree inventories, but that's an important part of it, is to look at all the street trees in town, identify where they are, what type they are, what sizes, the basic health, and then based on that, we'll come up with a plan for where we need to do some tree removal, tree planting, things like that. So there's information on the town website and I think on the Facebook page.
Okay, very good. We will look into that and see if we can't get some people on there for you.
Okay. Mark, is that town-owned trees or is that all trees?
Yes, no, it's town-owned trees.
Okay.
One, you know, so I wasn't going to include conservation areas unless there are areas that we need to look at. I know there's the area behind that's between Groton Shirley Road and the high school where we do have an old town forest that's in pretty rough shape. And we do get a lot of power outages as a result of trees falling down there. So that might be something that we would look a little bit out of the right of way, but on town property.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Great, thanks.
You betcha. Our next item this evening is a public meeting violation notice, 21 Oak Ridge Drive. Mr. and Mrs. Simeon, if I said that correctly. Joanne, can you fill us in on this, please?
Sure. I think I see Denise here in a black box. Oh, there she's there. There she is.
There you go.
Welcome. Oh, and Marianne is there too. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
The Simeons live at 21 Oak Ridge Drive, which backs up to Flanagan Pond, and their yard slopes down to the water at an angle that is attractive to young people who like to go sledding. And much to this dismay of their parents, they sled out onto the ice when the ice may not be safe for that activity. So as a way to prevent this from happening, the Simeons have placed very sandy material in a berm at the bottom of their yard, which is right on the edge of Flanagan Pond. They didn't place any material in the pond itself or on the pond bottom. And so I went over and we had a really nice visit, talked about all kinds of things in nature and the Wetlands Protection Act and children running amok, doing dangerous things. Have I characterized that pretty well?
Yes, I think you have.
Okay, well, please feel free to add anything that you would like.
Yeah. The thought of using that material came out because my husband's building a patio, and so it was from our land, and I said, oh, why don't we use that to help put a buffer so that they won't go out there. But yes, that's exactly what had happened. And
I got 4 kids.
so,
I'm sure
yeah.
it was innocent and you didn't know, but that area where you were working down by the pond is in a buffer zone, and it's protected to help the health of the pond. And there are certain things that you can do and certain things that you can't do in the buffer zone. And I think we need to go down and take a look and see for ourselves what you've done and possibly offer some insights into what, how you to keep your family safe and how to protect the pond adequately.
Okay. That's fine. And that's pretty much what Joanne said was probably going to happen. So that's certainly fine.
Are there any comments from commissioners?
Nope, I guess just settling on a site walk date.
Yep. This coming Saturday, is that possible?
I cannot do this weekend. This is Jen.
Yeah.
Jen, you cannot?
I cannot, no.
And Mark cannot either? How about the following Saturday?
I think
October 3rd.
I can do that.
I can only do that if we do it pretty early and make it really quick.
I like early and quick, Joanne.
Early and quick. And can someone give me, I don't have a calendar in front of me, can someone give me the date of that?
October 3rd.
October 3rd.
October 3rd, yeah.
October 3rd. And Joanne, you say you want to do it early. What do you consider to be early?
Well, for Saturday, I would say 8 is early.
Okay, I can do that.
I know, sorry.
Can everyone do Saturday, October 3rd at 8 o'clock?
Yep.
Yep.
Yes.
All righty, let's do that. We'll, Mr. and Mr. Simeon, we will come to your home on October 3rd and take a look.
Okay.
All right, perfect.
Great. I'm looking forward to it, to meeting you.
Wonderful.
All right. Now, is there, do we need to make a motion to,
It's a public meeting. We don't.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you on the 3rd.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So we can close down. Is that okay? Or do we need to stay on any longer? No, it's okay. All right. Thanks, Joanne.
Thank you.
Thanks. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good seeing you as well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. The next item this evening is a public meeting request for determination of applicability 19 Oak Ridge Drive, Mr. Adi. And you have some retaining walls that you would like to put in your yard?
Correct. We've been here about 6 years, and we are right next door to the Simeons, which is interesting. We're in the same meeting, but and we've noticed over those 6 years there's been some erosion away from the house, and I don't know if it's a retaining wall that's below our deck or whether when the house was built in '79, if they were planning for a future expansion. I don't know. It serves the purpose of a concrete retaining wall, but even it's not fully enclosed, so that the area under there, which we'd like to level, gets washed out as well. And so that the idea of doing two on each end of that 23-foot wall, doing two 16-foot landscape timber walls would stabilize the area. It would allow us to come off our deck and actually have access, level access to the area underneath. And it would also provide level access on the other side to get up to a side yard open area. And I should say that this is, of course, it's by the house, but it's 50 feet from the pond. Probably 55 to 60 feet right now with the pond so low, but at its normal level, about where it's 50 feet from the pond.
Have you been out there, Joanne, to take a look?
I think
Last
Rick,
year.
was I out there last fall, maybe? I don't know. It seems like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah,
but
it was, and that's when we were just brainstorming it, and you gave me the information for rain gardens as well.
Rain gardens, right? That's right. Yep. So the Audie's yard is similarly sloped down to the pond as the Simeons is. And there is some erosion from the upper level by the driveway, if I'm recalling, Rick,
Right.
kind of down. And then the lower yard is, I'd call it lumpy.
Right.
Yeah. So it really is, it could use some stabilization.
Although I think we're going to leave the yard lumpy from your suggestion, because there are a lot of exposed tree roots that you suggested we don't cover. So I guess we're going to do a meandering garden back there.
There we go.
Meandering on the pond side of the wall?
Well, it's right now it's grass. There's about 15 feet of grass there, but it's really unlevel. So,
Well, go ahead.
Well, I would just say, I think, Joanne, you weren't sure if this should be a notice of intent or not.
Well, I think we're going to have to go over and take a look.
That's what I was going to say. If we're right next door,
right.
Yeah.
Saturday, if we just came and took a look, then that would either suffice for us to say it's still an RDA, or if we say it's an NOI, then we've already done the site walk for that, probably. So.
Yeah, it's a
Mr.
little hard.
Audi, is it possible for us to come and,
Yes.
and take a quick look at on the 3rd?
Right at 8:05.
8:05. Okay, very good.
You wanted to be quick. No, we'll be here on the 3rd.
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, sir. We will see you on October 3rd at 8, shortly after 8 o'clock.
Sure. Okay. Thank you all for your work.
Sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Next item this evening is a public hearing. It's continued notice of intent. 0 Washington Street, Air Solar 2B, DEP file number 100-0444. And Kyle, are you with us this evening?
I am, sir.
Good, good. How are you this evening?
Very good, thank you.
Good, good. Now, you were interested in doing some screen sharing?
Well, it's how every other board and commission has been operating. It seems like it's most effective. I guess first I'd like to understand where we stand. I received an email this morning at 11 a.m. stating that we would be limited to 5 to 6 minutes, and that at least a portion of the comments, I don't know if that was meant to include the comments that came in on Monday from the peer review consultant, would not be allowed to be discussed. That's kind of a shame since the comments are fairly resolvable in fairly short order. And I guess I would.
Well, the problem is that it came in after the deadline of when we receive information, and the commissioners haven't had an opportunity to review it.
Okay. And I understand
that's just the issue.
Okay. Does that include the Ecotech comments that came in on Monday?
Well,
I wasn't in.
I wasn't sure what the intent was.
So Kyle, I wasn't in the office Monday or Tuesday. So they did come in on Monday, but I was away. So the commissioners didn't get them until Wednesday.
Is there a way, Mr. Chairman, that we would be able to have a special hearing of the Conservation Commission to talk through not only the updates, but any of the questions the Commission has once they have a chance to review all the peer review comments? Seems like
I don't think this is a policy that we want to to start. We have many people that are in the same boat as you. We're doing the best that we can to try to accommodate, and if we start doing special meetings, we'll never quit.
Okay. And we've already had a special meeting already on this, so I'm not in favor of having another special meeting for this one.
So are we to be limited to 5 to 6 minutes on all hearings going forward? Is that the policy now?
No.
Can I say something there?
Go ahead, please.
We've been having you on the agenda for every meeting since this first opened back in February. We have other applications, and I think what happened in between the last meeting and this, we had a lot of stuff come in. I know you think we've got a big backlog somewhere brewing, but we don't. We're trying to keep up.
I don't know. It was just sudden this morning, that's all. I don't.
The agenda was already full at that point with other business. That's just it's unfortunate.
I guess that's really the question that we're asking is, will we be able to have the question is, will we be able to have a productive meeting at our next meeting where we can get more than 5 or 6 minutes to talk this through?
Yeah, because we will have all the information that you have sent us. We can have it reviewed and discuss it intelligently.
Wonderful.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we'll be setting that time specifically. But, as you recall, our last meeting, we got hijacked a good portion of it with the conservation restriction that got dumped on us at the last minute for the other project. So, we are doing the best we can, but we do have other.
And I'm very grateful for the work of the volunteers on the commission. There's definitely a lot to look over, and that's the concern. If we were to be limited to 5 to 6 minutes going forward, doesn't make for a fully productive meeting with a project this complex. And that's the only thing that we were trying to communicate to the commission. So if I may briefly, Given our time allotment, we had responded to all the comments from the peer review in a substantially satisfactory way. Once the commission has a chance to review the comments, I think within a short discussion, we can resolve all those comments, which are not substantive or at least significant. I would ask Mr. Anderson to clarify what stream crossing standard we do not meet, because we meet all of them. With our arch culvert, which is one of the changes that resulted from the peer review comments at the intermittent stream crossing, this allows for an open bottom substrate. It has a very clear openness ratio to meet the requirements. It also accommodates relocation of the stream channel. And we did test pitting, which allowed us to revise the grading and drainage calculations for the larger of all the infiltration basins without changing the alignment of the road. Of course, the aluminum arch culvert, to achieve the openness ratio, raised the elevation of the road grade a couple feet in order to obtain appropriate cover over the culvert. So that results in a lot longer, taller aluminum retaining walls that are wing walls to that culvert. We've also implemented a retaining walls strip system that continues from that aluminum retaining wall up to Washington Street or near Washington Street, with grading up against it rather than the GeoWeb wall for expense reasons. Results in about a 6-foot drop from the roadway, which has a guardrail still, down to the surface, where we are. We've talked with the Division of Fish and Wildlife about installing a turtle nesting habitat along that area. Seems that they're fine with it. We may revise it to put it right up against that 6-foot drop. It would give more sun, a higher elevation to the turtles. It would be more desirable for them. So that is one item. Did have a site walk with Ann Gagnon of Division of Fish and Wildlife on Tuesday to assess the property for her, to bring a positive recommendation back to her board to accept the CR that we're proposing. It's about 38 acres worth. And I missed the flash. Am I up?
About 30 seconds. Yeah.
Thank you. So in short, those are the updates, and we look forward to a productive discussion with the commission on the 8th to move towards closing the hearing, to move to writing an order of conditions, of which we provided a fantastic example from the last approval of the project, which is fairly thorough. I would recommend that that be looked at strongly. Along with the narrative, if the commission has not had a chance to read the narrative, the updated NOI narrative, I think there's a tremendous amount of value in that for the commission to summarize the project as a whole, to understand it better, for that productive discussion on the 8th of October. Thank you.
All right. Well, we thank you. We thank you, gentlemen, for your patience, and we do appreciate all the changes that you have made to to help satisfy us. And hopefully we can bring this to a close soon.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks very much.
Do we need to check for any comment from anybody in the room?
Yeah, I was going to ask for comments from the commission.
Okay, thanks.
And if there are none from the commission, comments from anyone that is in the audience?
I'll back up what Kyle said. I read the NOI today, and it is extremely complete. So it's a nice document.
Thank you, Mr. Diskin.
Good. Okay, excellent. Anything else? Is there a motion to continue the notice of intent at 0 Washington Street, Ayer Solar 2B, until our DEP file number 100-0444, until our next meeting on October 8th?
Second.
Mr. Bacon moved. Mr. Phillips seconded. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. We will continue this public hearing on October 8th.
Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Night.
Thank you very much, guys. Next item this evening is a public hearing continued for ANRAD off Wright Road, DEP file number 100-0445. What information do we have on that?
We've received a request to continue this public hearing to our next meeting from the applicant. And last week, which seems like about 600 years ago, Thursday morning, I believe, a week ago, I went out with Seth Donahoe from Ducharme and Dillis and our peer review consultant Art Allen to look over the wetland line and make adjustments as necessary. And I think in your packet you should have Art Allen's preliminary comments. There are 17 of them about adjustments to flag locations, closing wetland lines out either to another wetland line or a property boundary. I talked to Art today. He went back. He couldn't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, sometime early this week, to just do some reconnaissance and found another wetland resource area that hadn't been flagged or presented on our plan, and he's squared that away with Seth. So Seth has all this information. Seth was the one who actually moved flags that needed to be moved, and Seth is the one who's going to be making an update to the plan so that it continues to be the applicant's plan. And there's a good chance they'll have that pulled together for our next meeting. I have to say I've never really walked around that part of Ayer, mostly because it's private property, and but it is stunningly beautiful up above where the road curves at the top. The beaver pond and beaver dam there is just out of this world. There's a chain of vernal pools and rock face. It really, it's a beautiful, beautiful, wild, lovely piece of air. The sad thing we did find up there was someone had decided that taking a four-wheeler of some type into the bottom of a big vernal pool and doing donuts was entertaining somehow. The bottom of the vernal pool was just completely chewed to pieces. It almost made grown men weep and a grown woman weep. It was really, yeah. But other than that, there's the biggest witch hazel I have ever seen up there, a whole grove of it. Yeah, just beautiful. It's going to be very, very nice to have some of that be protected land for our future generations.
Got about 5 minutes left.
All right. Well, I think that's all I have to say about that.
Sorry, Joanne.
If anybody has any questions.
No questions?
Nope.
All right. Okay, bear with me just a second, please.
While you're there,
Excuse me, Mr. Chair.
Yes, please.
This is Jeff Tillotson here. I'm sorry, I was listening to Joanne's description of what I believe to be Stratton Hill just now. Okay. I'm curious, is there, and I'm asking this in the capacity of the chairman of the planning board, is there a set of plans that can be shared with the planning board so we can start getting some work done on this?
you mean plans of the house development?
Of the, They're coming to you for an ANRAD, and I'm curious if they submitted any plans at all
For,
that we could share.
for the construction, you mean?
Yeah, just I personally would like to know what the delineation is of it, even just Jess, I guess you're asking good questions. I don't know what I'm asking for. I'd love to be able to start looking at this if we can. We've got a relatively new planning board. We want to make sure that we are ready to go when this comes to us.
Yeah, I believe that, you know, going through the ANRAD and confirming the wetland lines will be the step that then leads them to start developing building plans.
Mm-hmm. Do they have they committed? Have they submitted any plot plans? Is I guess my question.
No. No.
There's
So
no drawings. There are no drawings submitted at all.
no, there's a what I call a preliminary lotting plan that I use the word plan very, very much in quotation marks.
Mm-hmm.
That maybe more than a year ago now, the developer, engineer, and their attorney came to a land use meeting prior to starting down the OSRD path, which as you know, Jeff, is a really complicated path. So anytime they unrolled this preliminary plan, I asked them to roll it back up, because we are absolutely, if we're to follow the OSRD bylaw, we need to confirm the wetland line, do the conservation analysis, make the conservation recommendation to the planning board, and then the developer gets to think about laying out lot locations. So,
Okay, so
right,
if I may, so what you're telling me is there is no delineation of the boundaries of the property at this point that would be valuable to us.
correct.
And they have not submitted any, so I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was not on video. Okay, if there's nothing for us that will help us to understand
well, I'm happy to
what the boundaries are, then I'll withdraw my request. Thank you.
Can I ask one question? Do we even, I mean, I've heard shifting numbers of how many houses they think they're going to put in. Do we have an idea of the number?
No, they are still shifting, and we haven't actually had a conversation with these guys for, it really must be coming on a year, although my sense of time now is just shot to pieces.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, Joanne, excuse me for a second. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but you describe it's a piece of property I spend a lot of time on through mountain biking and hiking and other things, and going up there to make sure that there's no trash left behind and picking it up if I can. And I just would like to know what the boundaries of the parcel are. It's not very clear. I mean, it's quite clear that site work has been done. It's clear that there's site work done both in the front and the back of the property. And yeah, I understand that they will eventually come to the town with a number of units requested. But at this point in time, I don't believe anybody on the planning side has any idea of the lot itself. You may or may not be aware of this, but the planning board records disappeared before we got involved. And it would be very helpful for the planning board if we were to have any information at all. And with that, I will just leave that on the table. I don't want to keep your meeting going any farther because it's getting to be late and you got more to do. Thanks.
Less than a minute left.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. We'll keep you in the loop as much as possible.
Yeah, the delineation piece that they provided, right?
What was that, Mark?
We can share the map that's part of our meeting things here now, correct? I mean, that's all we have, but I think that's what Jeff's asking for, is just the lot.
Something.
Parcel itself.
Yeah, we can absolutely share that.
Hopefully that'll help you, Jeff, I guess.
Yeah, I can ask IT to scan us another full-size copy of that and make a PDF of it and send it to planning.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
Any
it.
other, any other comments from commissioners?
Nope.
Any other comments from people in, viewing and listening? Okay, is there a motion to continue the public hearing, ANRAD off of Wright Road, DEP file number 100-0445 until October 8th?
So moved.
Second?
All right, George Bacon moved, Mr. Phillips seconded. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George, how do you vote?
Aye.
Jess, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mark, how do you vote?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. We will continue on the 8th. Our next item this evening is the public hearing. Continued notice of intent on 0 Taft Street, Brian Anderson, DEP file number 2B assigned. Do we have anyone from, is it Brian, or what's his name? What's the
David E.
engineer?
Roth. So Brandon is here.
Yep.
Do you have any information? You have any information for us?
Yeah, so just prior to actually your last hearing, we submitted a revised restoration plan. And at that time, you hadn't had a chance to review it. So we continued the hearing. So I figured tonight we would kind of discuss the modification, which, just to recap, based on our discussions at the site visit, we added a proposed barrier using a series of boulders and cedar posts. We also included a couple of signs that the conservation provides that can be purchased by the applicant. We proposed 2 of those, kind of one on each street. One of the other things we're hoping to discuss is not really knowing the intent of the commission. We set these posts and boulders alternating here in between some of the existing maple trees in a pretty dense line. Basically, we're calling on the plan for them to be 36 inches. So, we can certainly do that. I just or pushback from the applicant, and
It seemed like they were very close together, maybe possibly too close together.
Okay.
And I think that they could be separated. I mean, if they want to get in with a mower, they're going to get in some other way. So this is just a visible barrier,
sure,
so to speak. And I don't think we need to make it look so much like we're trying to keep out an army.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the applicant would prefer it to, be aesthetically as pleasing as possible and not look like it's, barred off completely. What do you feel would be appropriate? Maybe like 6 feet on center, or?
Well, I don't know, 5 feet. I think 6 feet's a little bit big, but.
Okay.
And the posts are not going to be that high, I'm assuming. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, we called out 42 inches.
It's 42. Commissioners have any opinions on spacing and height of posts?
I think 42 is fine. I have no problem with that.
How about distance apart?
Yeah, again, I guess, the concern is, are people going to get in there and try and mow again? I guess I'd be okay going with a larger gap between. So, if we go 5 feet, that's fine. And if we have to make them smaller in the future, we can always do that too, I suppose, right? Is there a way of structuring that wording in the order of conditions or what have you, Joanne?
Well, I think if we notice another violation, we just do another enforcement order and
okay.
Yeah, there's a pathway.
Okay.
I hope it doesn't come to that.
Yep.
Any other comments from commissioners? Any comments from, I'm sorry, go ahead. No? Any comments from anyone viewing or listening? So we will leave the cedar posts at 42 inches high and separate the posts and the rocks by 5 feet. And 2 signs on each one sign on each road. Does that sound adequate?
I'm sorry, but could we get a third sign? I guess I'd like to see one maybe on the corner and then just one on the middle of each side.
Sure.
Do you see an issue with that?
You want a sign on the corner?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
But set back a little bit, right? Just because people take that corner.
Oh, yeah,
They
definitely.
hate to see it knocked down.
Yeah, no, definitely. But yeah, just, from a
we envision
visual
this.
angle perspective.
Yeah, we envision the sign basically being on one of the posts that's on the barrier. So it would be set back, oh boy, probably at least 10, 12 feet off the pavement. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, no, that'd be good, Brandon. Thank you.
Going to be problems if they cut it that far and hit the sign at 12 feet.
A lot of semi-traffic coming through there, I think, right?
Lots of trucks.
Any other comments or suggestions?
Well, just in the spirit of keeping this moving, if Brandon can get us an updated plan that I can circulate to you all, I could work on a draft order of conditions and run that back and forth with Brandon and possibly be ready to sign at the next meeting.
That'd be great.
That would be great.
Yeah.
The other thing that we should consider is a timeline for the restoration work as well as the installation. We should have some. Brandon, have you given that any thought?
I haven't given it thought. I know the applicant's anxious to get the loam pile spread and to get that cleaned up. So, I don't think they would be against any kind of a time frame, and obviously look to get it done this fall.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'll propose something in the draft orders and
Sure.
Place to start.
Good. Thank you, Joanne. So, any other comments from commissioners or audience? And is there a motion to continue the notice of intent at 0 Taft Street, Brian Anderson? Oh, we don't have a DEP phone number yet.
Yeah.
So we can't.
Should we actually make a motion to approve the notice of intent with the changes as discussed tonight, pending receipt of a revised form? Because that authorizes Joanne to begin actually drafting an order of conditions and circulating it back and forth.
I'm sorry. Can you say that again? It was kicking out on me.
So I'd say let's make a motion to approve the notice of intent based on the revisions we've discussed tonight about the posts and the gap between the posts and the boulders, and have that pending receipt of a revised plan that reflects those changes. But this authorizes Joanne to begin drafting that order of conditions and exchanging it with Brian and the applicant.
And 3 signs instead of 2.
3 signs instead of 2. So we just need a revised plan showing that. Yep. Okay.
Okay. So is that a motion that you just made?
Yes, we'll make that a motion that I just made. Somebody should second.
I'll second that.
All right. Jess Eugenio made the motion, and Mr. Phillips seconded. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. All right, we look forward to to October 8th, and we will continue this. Thank you so much.
And so we have to make a motion to continue to.
Motion to continue. Notice of intent, 0 Taft Street, Brian Anderson, DEP file number to be assigned until October 8th.
Second.
George Bacon moved, and Mr. Phillips seconded. Jen, how do you vote?
Aye.
George?
Aye.
Jess?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Chairman votes aye. All right, thank you, sir.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks.
You betcha. Next item this evening is the enforcement order at 111 Fitchburg Road. Do we have any additional information on this?
We don't have much additional information. I did ask Bo Pa if she was going to attend tonight, and I didn't hear back from her. I have spoken with Paul McManus, and it's his understanding that he's being retained to take this project to the next step, which is to create a plan and notice of intent to bring to us in order to resolve this enforcement issue. It took them a little while to figure out what they were going to do next, but now that seems to have been set in motion. And I haven't received the notice of intent yet, but when I do, you guys will be the first to know.
Okay. Well, so the plan is they're working on a plan, and that's good. We had a nice site walk out there. Seems like a long time ago.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So we will continue this on October 8th.
Or whenever we get the notice.
Or whenever we get there. So, okay. Yep.
Yeah. As I drive past there on many weekends, it seemed very active there. So.
Yeah, that's what I anticipate is the weekends are going to be very, very active there. I did get a note back from Doug Cameron at the Office of Fishing and Boating Access. Have I told you about this?
We've got about a minute left.
No.
So he's the person at Fish and Wildlife in charge of creating fishing and boating access for residents of the Commonwealth. So he's looking into which part of the state actually owns the land between 2A and the driveway to this property.
Mm-hmm.
And, with the idea that maybe fishing and boating access would develop some kind of a canoe and kayak launch on state land with parking on state land that could be accessible by people coming to the new temple and meditation center, say, taking the pressure off that banking.
Yeah, that would be great. Open to all.
Yep. So he and I have a plan to rendezvous over there when the leaves are off the trees and he can see better. So I'll let you all know when that's scheduled to take place.
And that would be open to the public?
Yeah, to the public. Yep.
Does BOPA know that, or do they understand that?
Yep.
Okay.
We're at time for this.
Okay.
All right. So we will continue this later. Next item is a discussion at 54 and 56 Littleton Road, John Carroll Reserved, conservation restriction. What information do you have for us on that?
I think between last we met, We concluded our part of this project, and I just wanted to reiterate that it was a really heavy lift under great time pressure, but it has been signed by you all. It was signed by the select board. Everybody's signatures were acceptable. It was packaged up and sent off to the Division of Conservation Services office, remote office, I guess, to be presented to the Secretary of EEA, Energy and Environmental Affairs, for her signature. And then it will go back to the attorney for the seller, the man who sold the land, to be recorded. And the town is taking the conservation restriction with the understanding that a future homeowners association will contribute the funds necessary for the Conservation Commission to hire a contractor to do the conservation restriction monitoring.
Is there a time frame on that?
In perpetuity.
No, I mean, until there's a homeowners association.
Yeah, I suppose I don't really, the CR itself is in perpetuity, and I am pretty sure the responsibilities of doing the monitoring are also in perpetuity. I suppose if all the houses get swept away in a hurricane or something and there's no more homeowners association, we'll probably
I think what John is asking is how long will the town hold that until the homeowners association is created? Is that correct, John?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, I didn't understand that, sorry.
Aren't we holding the CR and isn't the developer still holding the property until the homeowners association is formed?
Yeah, that's
You've
right.
got about a minute left.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jen. And yeah, so the person who owns the property is responsible for the cost of the monitoring, whether that's the developer or the homeowners association. I would think it would be in the developer's interest to form the homeowners association sooner rather than later.
So right now, though, it's the developer until the homeowners. Okay. So we're not holding ownership at all. Just we're holding the CR.
Just the CR. Just that we don't own the land. We own that one right in the land.
You did notice I did bring up the time it took in the last meeting with GPR earlier.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, we have to make sure this never happens again, if we can.
Time.
Are there any other comments on the John Carroll Reserve discussion from commissioners or anyone listening? Okay, so we'll move on. Next item is a discussion of the National Grid pumping truck that was removing some water and disturbed some of the pond, or it's a river. Is it a pond or a river?
Well, it's a intermittent stream actually that looks for all the world right now like a pond because the water level is so low.
Is this at the end of Rosewood?
Yeah, just before the culvert and gate at the end of Rosewood. So we've got Allison Millman from BSC Group and Kelly Doherty from National Grid with us.
Hello, good evening. Yeah, thank you,
Good
John.
evening, Allison. How are you this evening?
I'm well, Mr. Schmalenberger. How are you?
Good, thank you. Very good, thank you. Yeah, can you fill us in?
Certainly. So we have started some of the soil boring activities in the upland areas associated with the project. I had provided Joanne notice that they would be proceeding in areas outside the commission's jurisdiction. Joanne contacted me on yesterday to let me know that she received a phone call from an abutter saying that they had noticed some trucks on off of Rosewood Avenue and had some concerns with some of the activities that she saw at the area. They were pumping water from the stream and the associated wetland, and there was some concern that there was some soil disturbance to land underwater. So we're here tonight to discuss that with the commission.
Yeah. So you had permission to do the pumping, but it was just done a little incorrectly.
Yeah, if we had, sorry, this is Kelly Doherty at National Grid. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi. I just
yeah.
want to make sure. I am not a Zoom professional, so.
Well, clearly I'm not either.
We did have permission, or our drillers did. The issue was that Joanne had some concerns about the methodologies. And I went out and I inspected yesterday afternoon after Allison had contacted me. I did see what Joanne had referenced, which was some lighter colored soil in the interior of the stream where the hose had been placed. I think Joanne's initial concern, and I don't want to speak for you, Joanne, was that they may have dug a trench. We did interview vigorously, I might add, both the president of the drilling company and their staff, and they've insisted that there were no digging activities. What they believe occurred, and I think they may be correct, is that the hose, the suction of the water actually removed some of the algae and revealed some of the sediment beneath. And what I've asked Joanne, because I did do a fairly thorough inspection of the banks to see if it was indicative of anyone having stepped in there or otherwise, signs of digging or activity. I did not see any. So what I've asked Joanne is if we could meet on Monday to go out and see the area, to verify what we all think has happened there, and also so that we can be responsive to the commission's concerns and incorporate that in any of our future policies.
Okay. Are you satisfied, Joanne, to go out there and take a look, or are you agreeable to do that?
Yes, absolutely. So we have something set up for Monday at 8:30 in the morning, and thought that any of you who were available to come for a little walk down Rosewood Ave to see the astonishing beaver excluder completely high and dry. There's so little water in that stream. It's worth taking a walk down there, even if you can't come on Monday at 8:30, just to see what 10 inches less rain than we're used to getting looks like. So I
can't
just
speak to the beaver excluder, but it is a beautiful area as well.
Oh, yes, it's really very pretty down there. I just want to fill in a couple of details. I did talk with our DEP circuit rider. So pumping trucks like this one for the drilling rig or hydro seeding trucks are not, there's nothing in the Wetland Protection Act regulations that prohibits the withdrawal of water from a wetland resource area until that withdrawal affects the hydrology of the area. And then it becomes an enforceable situation. I can't really tell if it was the sucking in of water or if maybe they ran the pump in reverse and it maybe blew out this trenched area. It's, having more eyeballs on this would help us resolve that, I think. So if anyone else wants to come along on Monday, I think it would be time well spent.
Could I ask
Yeah,
one question?
please, Jess.
Just asked Kelly, you said you had gotten permission to do the pumping?
Yes, they had permission to pump. That's a sort of their standard fare, but we do have to seek property owner permission, and they did have access permission in the area.
Who did the permission come from?
It was the real estate group that obtained the permission, and I believe the property owner's name on another page here. Bear with me.
CJ Moore.
Yes, that's correct. Calvin, I believe, is the first name.
Yeah.
Well, there's Calvin, and then there's his son CJ, and sometimes they're indistinguishable.
I see. Okay, those are
actually
one of those gentlemen did speak with our real estate group.
I guess it would just be in future for a project that you're permitted for, just to give us a head, or give our office a heads up, just because when the resident called in on, what was it, Monday?
I don't even remember.
Yeah. Nobody knew anything about it, and so nobody knew that there was permission given at some point. So.
Okay, sure. Well, let's talk about, that's one of the things that we'd like to hear about, as well as any other topics on Monday, so that we can modify our procedures to be reflective of the town of Ayer's concerns.
And there's just one thing I'd like to note in that it's on page 505 of your NOI plans. It does show that as our access point to the right-of-way coming in off of Rosewood Avenue. So we had these conversations, as Kelly said, with their real estate group, and we've also met with Mr. Moore in the field and discussed our access points and the activities.
Yeah, it's helpful for somebody else in the town to know when you have residents call in.
Sure, there's a lot of folks at home these days, so we understand it's not normal times, and we want to be responsive to your concerns.
Got about 5 minutes left in the meeting.
All right, is there anything else?
So
we'll see you out. See you out at Rosewood Ave at 8:30.
Sounds good.
Monday.
Good.
Any comments from commissioners or viewers?
Don, just a time update. We've got about 5 minutes left in the meeting.
All right. Thank you, Jen. Appreciate that. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Good. We'll see you Monday.
Our pleasure. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. All righty. We got discuss status of moving forward with applications during pandemic state of emergency. Notice of intent at number 1 Bishop Road, I'm sorry.
Yep, number 1 Bishop Road. I think in your packets you have the text from DEP's file number comments. We had finally gotten a plan for this project, and DEP thinks the plan needs a lot more detail than is actually shown on the plan. So I'm going to have to be in touch with the applicant's representative and see if we can get some more detail on this plan. So there is that. The other thing in your packet was two documents having to do with the MBTA's RDA for their vegetation management plan. That RDA is tentatively scheduled to be at our next meeting, but I'm recommending that we put it off until MACC and the Municipal Conservation Agent Association and Keolis, who's the contractor for the MBTA, and DEP kind of sort this out. I don't know if you've had a chance to read the response from MACC and then the response to that from Keolis. I think we should let them sort it out before we wade into this.
I think that makes good sense.
Yeah. From what I've read was the response from Keolis to the guidelines from MACC was that we're working with them to resolve this issue, but yet they still wanted us to go ahead and proceed with progressing forward and essentially approving your vegetation management plan for the next 5 years. So yeah, I'm definitely of the opinion, we still have time. It doesn't expire till the end of December. It's not a ton of time, but there's still time. And it sounds like they're in communication with them. So yeah, I definitely think we should just wait.
Okay.
Agree.
All right.
Any other comments?
I'll be in touch with their consultant, and we'll push this off, which will give us a little more time in a future meeting. So that's okay too.
We need time in future meetings.
What was that, Mark?
I said we need time in our future meetings.
Yes,
we've got a minute left.
Go wild.
Go wild. Oh, there were so many other things, little things that, of course, are not on the piece of paper I have with me. So, yep, and they're gone. They're just gone. They're just gone.
No, we'll get them another time.
Will I make
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let me apologize on my end for this. Was a it was a pretty good mess. I'm sorry.
Don, you did great. You were great. This is fine.
John, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Really.
You should have seen when I was on with the Rhode Island PUC on Tuesday. That was crazy.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Life was at stake.
We're lucky we made it to this far in the meetings without more technical difficulties. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I was waiting for.
We
I was waiting
need
for the battery to die. On my phone.
all right, we're at time. I think we're getting kicked off by Cindy.
Yeah.
I see.
All right. Well, thank you, Cindy and Scott. Thank you, everybody.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
All in favor? Or I'm sorry, George. How do you vote?
Aye.
Jen,
Aye.
Jess,
I
and Mark. You
Aye.
made the motion. I vote aye. Mark made the motion, and who seconded it?
I did.
George did.
George seconded. George Bacon seconded. All right, everybody. Thank you very much.